Ravens are wheels up for Green Bay in a must-win showdown against the Packers tomorrow night. Lamar Jackson is doubtful, and Jordan Love was just downgraded to out, so the Ravens are set to face Malik Willis tomorrow night. The Packers clinched a playoff spot yesterday. We're going to break down all the details of this game, talk about how the Ravens can get out of here with a win and keep their season alive. We'll do some score predictions, some bold predictions, all that and more in this game preview episode of the Flock Rundown.
Ravens Flock Rundown is the place to be.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
What's up, Ravens fans, Packers fans? If you're watching, my name is Ryan, and welcome into another episode of the Flock Rundown. Must-win game in Green Bay tomorrow, and the Ravens are officially going against Malik Willis. The Packers just downgraded Jordan Love to out due to that concussion, and then Adam Schefter posted that Malik Willis is expected to start because he is also questionable on the injury report, but I think he will be good to go. And the Ravens are also not going to have Lamar Jackson, most likely, who is doubtful on their injury report and missed the entire week of practice. So it's looking like Tyler Huntley versus Malik Willis. And this is an absolute must win for the Ravens, or their playoff hopes are officially dead. They're on life support right now, but a loss tomorrow night in Green Bay would end the season officially for the Ravens. If they do win, they need the Steelers to lose to the Browns on Sunday, and the Steelers will be without DK Metcalf and TJ Watt, so you never know. Division game, Steelers beat up, shorthanded, anything's possible. Ravens got to get a win in Green Bay tomorrow night. And the Packers clinched a playoff spot yesterday with the Lions losing, so they're not playing for their playoff lives anymore. There's still a chance they can win their division, but they're not fighting for their playoff lives anymore. This isn't a must-win game for the Packers. The Ravens should be playing with a lot more desperation. And diving into both teams' injury reports, the Ravens are looking pretty healthy in this one besides their franchise quarterback in Lamar Jackson, but everyone else should be good to go. I mean, Taven Bryant's been ruled out. Jay Higgins is questionable, but no one else has an injury designation for the game, so the Ravens should be fully healthy outside of Lamar. And then the Packers have quite a bit of guys on their injury report. We'll see who ends up playing. We know Jordan Love is officially out now, but they also have cornerback Bo Milton, who's questionable. They got Sean Ryan, guard, who's questionable. They got Zach Tom, O-lineman, who's questionable. They got Christian Watson, who's questionable. Christian Welch, their linebacker, is ruled out already. Safety Evan Williams is questionable. Guard John Williams is out, and Malik Willis is officially questionable, although, like I said earlier, Adam Schefter did tweet that he expects him to start. Taking a look at the spread in this one, the Packers are favored by 4.5 at home. The spread opened -2.5 for Green Bay. It has since moved to -4.5, probably due to the Lamar Jackson news, but regardless, Ravens are underdogs in this one. The over-under is low, 39.5, and weather shouldn't play much of a role at all in this one. It is definitely not as cold as I thought it would be in Green Bay. It is going to be around 38 degrees at kickoff. 10% chance of precipitation, 10-mile-per-hour wind. This shouldn't play much of a role at all. That's great football weather. But let's dive into this game. It's definitely a weird one. You know, week 17 with this much on the line for the Ravens, you definitely weren't expecting a Tyler Huntley and Malik Willis starting quarterback game, but here we are. And Tyler Huntley's been playing really well this year for the Ravens. He won that game against the Bears earlier in this season. The Ravens put up 30 points. And then last week against New England, I thought he looked really good. And he helps keep the engine rolling. You know, Cooper Rush out there was a sitting duck, especially with our O-line struggling for the majority of this season. Cooper Rush was getting demolished, and we had no offensive life at all. But when we turned to Tyler Huntley, it seemed like the guys rallied around him. He was able to kind of run the offense more similar to Lamar Jackson. I do think the passing game gets brought down a notch, but Huntley gets the ball out of his hands fast. I think we can have a successful quick passing game in this one and take our shots occasionally deep, but this game is going to come down to the Ravens having success on the ground. And last week against New England, that O-line that has struggled for the majority of the season was moving bodies. You know, Derrick Henry and the Ravens run game took life last week. New England could not stop Derrick Henry in the Ravens run game until the Ravens pulled Derrick Henry for the last two drives for a reason I still don't understand. But I think that we need to commit heavy to the run game in this one, and it's not going to be easy to run against this Packers defense. I mean, they are a great defense. They've been playing well all season. season, especially against the run. They're ninth in opponent rush yards per game, only allowing 103.8 rushing yards per game. Also third in opponent rush touchdowns per game. They're only allowing 0.7 rushing touchdowns per game. And at least statistically, the Green Bay pass defense is a little bit more vulnerable, although the Ravens are without Lamar Jackson. But I do think there will be some opportunities downfield, especially to guys like Zay Flowers. But overall, this is a pretty strong Green Bay defense. The Ravens are going to have their hands full, and I don't think they can afford a single turnover. I mean, it is more important than ever. I know we're going against a backup quarterback. We'll talk about the Ravens defense versus them in a second, but I just think that it is so important for the Ravens to play ball control in this game. Get the run game going, commit consistently to a run-heavy offense, take your shots downfield when they're there, operate a great quick passing game. I think Huntley is great at that. You know, he can take off when there's space as well, so you always have to worry about that. Same with Malik Willis on the other side. So I think this is going to be a run fest for both teams, honestly, and the Ravens need to hold on to the ball. We had 2 fumbles last week. Derrick Henry fumbled when we were driving to go up 14-0 on New England and really make a statement early in that game. Derrick Henry fumbles, and then at the very end of the game, we were down 28-24. We're going on a potential game-winning drive. Zay Flowers fumbles. So the Ravens can't make those mistakes, man. They have to hold on to the ball. They need to just play a smart football game, and I know that's asking a lot. The Ravens have struggled to play a clean, smart, consistent game, but this is for everything, man. It is officially over if they lose this game in Green Bay, and it's not like you're going against the full Packers team here. You know, they don't have Micah Parsons on defense. That is a massive loss. They have a ton of talent on defense. Sean Gary's a beast. Their linebacker, Quay Walker, safety, Xavier McKinney, they got some guys over there. So I don't think this is going to be an easy task. I do think this is a lower scoring game, and that is all the more reason for the Ravens to just eat up some time of possession, establish a strong ground game, and hold on to the freaking ball, man. No turnovers. And I think the Ravens can score some points and finish drives too when you're in the red zone. That is also important. That's something the Ravens have struggled with. But looking at the Packers defense here, that is the one area they're actually pretty vulnerable. They're not great at red zone defense. So let's finish these drives, man. I say this all the time. I've been saying it all season, but when we get in the red zone, we need 7. You know, let's not settle for field goals. I know this is probably going to be a lower scoring game overall, but that makes it more important to get 7. That makes each touchdown more meaningful. And besides finishing in the red zone, we need to get into more third and shorts and convert those. You know, staying on the field, but getting yourself in third and shorts helps you keep those drives extended and play that ball control game I'm talking about. If you're in a lot of 3rd and 9s, 3rd and 10s, and we don't have Lamar, it's not like Huntley can't pass, but I do think our pass game gets knocked down a little bit, and you don't want to be having to pass all the time. You want to be able to keep the defense guessing, and when you're in 3rd and short, they don't know whether you're handing it to Henry if he's in the game. Keep Henry in the game, by the way, but they don't know if you're going to Henry, if Huntley's running, if we're passing. There's so many options. You can pass quickly. You can hit that little 4-yard tight end curl route underneath. Like, there's so many more options. The playbook completely opens up, and it's way harder for the defense to cover an offense when you're in 3rd and short. So let's run on early downs and get in 3rd and short. We can get 2 or 3 yards with Henry. You do that twice, all of a sudden you're in 3rd and short. Now the playbook is wide open, and you can just convert those 3rd downs more than not. So I think that is the goal for the Ravens. Just play smart, hold on to the ball, get in the 3rd and shorts, establish that strong ground game we saw last week. And for a lot of this season, the Ravens have been running pretty well, but it really unlocked last week. I mean, that was the old Ravens where, like, man, like, they can't stop Derrick Henry. There's no answer for it. We need that again, man. Let's commit to pounding the rock. And then flipping to the other side of the ball, it is more important than ever for the Ravens defense to slow down this Packers run game. They're going to want to run the ball. Malik Willis can run. That opens up avenues and more space for a guy like Josh Jacobs. So I think that they're in a similar spot that the Ravens are. You know, Tyler Huntley can run as well. So this is a similar offensive style for both teams. I don't think that they're going to be slinging it through the air constantly. It's not that there won't be any passes, but I definitely think both teams lead with the run game. So therefore, the Ravens need to be attacking the line of scrimmage. They need to be running to the ball carrier. They need to be hitting the gaps fast. The linebackers are going to be crucial in this one. Trenton Simpson, Roquan Smith. The defensive line is going to be crucial in this one. The Ravens need to tackle and stop this run game, and I think they can have some success, man. I do think they can do well against the Packers pass game, and I don't think the Packers will ever abandon the run game, even if we're slowing slowing it down just because that is going to be their key to success in this game. But I also would like to make them as one-dimensional as possible and have them pass more than not. And the Ravens need to be careful of Malik Willis extending plays and running. You know, you think you have everything covered downfield, but he extends a play and now he's running downfield. So there needs to be all attention on this Packers run game, and that includes Malik Willis. And we also need to find a way to force a turnover or two. You're going against a younger, inexperienced quarterback. This Ravens defense needs to show up in this moment. Slow down the run game and let's get a pick or two. You know, let's force a fumble. Let's punch one out. We keep fumbling on offense. Let's force a fumble on defense. I think there'll be an opportunity to get an interception in this one. That is going to be extremely important if our offense can hold on to the ball, just to force a turnover or two on defense. And I'm not sure if Christian Watson is going to go in this one, but the Packers have a variety of receivers that they can get the ball to. But I really do think that the threat in this game is the Packers run game. Josh Jacobs, Malik Willis. The Ravens need to contain that first and foremost, make them one-dimensional. They can have a lot of success on defense in this one. I really believe that. Let's jump into my final score prediction and some predictions overall for this game. Like I said a few times throughout this video, I think it's a lower scoring game. I just don't think either offense is going to be at their best, and both defenses aren't bad, man. So I really think that this is going to be a tight, low-scoring game, and I got the Ravens pulling this one out 20-17 to keep their playoff hopes alive. And then all attention turns to the Browns-Steelers matchup on Sunday. The Ravens are going to be watching that one closely if they can get a win against Green Bay, because if the Steelers lose, then the Ravens have a showdown Week 18 in Pittsburgh to make the playoffs, which would be absolutely insane after everything that's been going on. But it's possible. So let's win an ugly one in Green Bay on the road. Get this run game going, man. I got Henry going over 150 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. I think this is a dominant running game from Derrick Henry and this Ravens offense in general. I think Tyler Huntley's going to run the ball as well, and the Ravens don't turn the ball over. And that would be an absolute miracle. If the Ravens don't turn the ball over on offense and get a turnover on defense, I think they win this game, man. I think that's how tight and low scoring this game is, that it's every possession is going to be meaningful. Every point scored is meaningful. That's why we need to make sure that we're finishing drives and getting 7 when we're in the red zone, because I don't know how many times we're going to be in the red zone. You know what I mean? So when you're there, finish, get 7. That 7 is going to be super important in a game like this, but who knows? You never know. It could be an absolute shootout somehow and there's no defense, but I doubt it. Just looking at this game on paper, backup quarterbacks playing, both teams like to run the ball, both teams have solid defenses. That's just a recipe for a low scoring game. So I'm going Ravens 2017. I think with their backs against the wall, they play a little bit more desperate. The Packers are not playing for their playoff lives. They're also without their starting quarterback. I think the Ravens inch this one out and keep their playoff hopes alive for at least another day. But we'll see how it plays out. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this game and just everything that's going on right now. Let me know your thoughts. Appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And I'll let the greatest linebacker in the history of the game take us out.
Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly.